Here's a truth most men don't want to hear. Your absence doesn't always make a woman forget you. Sometimes it does the exact opposite. And no, not in the dramatic movie-style way you've been told. It's quieter, more psychological, and far more revealing. When a man disappears emotionally, physically or completely, something shifts inside a woman. The silence creates space, that space forces reflection, and reflection often brings up feelings she never allowed herself to fully face. When you are still present, this is where most men misunderstand female psychology. They assume that if a woman isn't texting, calling, or chasing, she must not care. In reality, women often process attraction, attachment, and loss internally before it ever shows on the surface. Your absence removes comfort, certainty, and predictability, and when those things disappear, emotions get louder, not always immediately. But eventually, sometimes it creates relief. Sometimes curiosity, sometimes regret. Sometimes a deep emotional pull she didn't expect. The key point is this absence exposes truth. It shows her what you actually meant to her, without the destruction of your constant presence. Now here's where many men go wrong. They think absence is about punishment, manipulation, or trying to scare a woman into missing them. That mindset kills the power of it. Absence works not because you disappear to get a reaction, but because it removes emotional noise and forces honesty, hers and yours. This video isn't about telling you to vanish or play games. It's about helping you understand what actually happens inside a woman when you're no longer there, why she may feel confused, unsettled, relieved, drawn back, or suddenly distant, and more importantly, what those feelings really mean. Before I welcome you in, let me say this clearly. If you understand what a woman feels during your absence, you stop chasing reactions and start moving with intention. You stop guessing, you stop overthinking, and you stop sabotaging your own value. Welcome to the channel if you're here. It means you're ready to see female psychology without sugarcoating, and to learn how silence, space, and absence really affect attraction. 1. The silence hits harder than you think when you're no longer around. The first thing a woman feels isn't always sadness. It's silence. And that silence feels strange in a way most men don't expect. Not loud, not dramatic. Just unfamiliar, the absence of your messages. Your presence, your energy, creates a gap where something used to be. And that gap quietly starts to work on her. At first. She may barely notice it consciously. Her days continue, she talks to friends. She scrolls, she keeps busy. But underneath all of that, her nervous system is adjusting to the loss of a familiar, emotional pattern. You are part of her routine, whether she admitted it or not, even if she wasn't fully invested. Your presence anchored something. When that anchor disappears, the emotional system doesn't just move on instantly. It recalibrates. This is where men often assume nothing is happening. No texts, no calls, no signs, but silence is not emptiness. Silence is processing, it's her mind, slowly realizing that access to you is no longer guaranteed. And that realization lands differently, depending on how you showed up when you were there. If you were consistent, calm, and emotionally grounded, the silence feels heavier. She starts noticing small things, a moment she would have shared with you, a habit that involved you, a conversation that now has nowhere to go. That's when the thought creeps in. He's really not here anymore. Not in a panicked way, but in a grounded, unsettling way. What makes this powerful is that the silence removes stimulation. When you were present, she didn't have to sit with her feelings. Now she does. There's no quick reassurance, no easy access, no emotional safety net. And that forces her to confront how much emotional space you actually occupied. For some women, this creates discomfort. For others, curiosity. For others, a quiet sense of loss they can't fully explain. But almost all women feel the shift. Silence changes the emotional temperature. It slows everything down, and when things slow down, feelings surface. Here's the part men need to understand. The silence doesn't hurt because you're gone. It hurts because it removes control. She can't predict you anymore. She can't assume you'll be there. And that uncertainty triggers awareness. This is why chasing Over-explaining or breaking the silence too soon weakens your position. It interrupts her natural emotional process. Silence when it's genuine and not forced.